Hey everybody, my name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, and welcome to my 2025 end of year WIP parade. For those who know me, you know, well, you saw, it's gonna be a long one. For those who don't know me, hi, my name is Jen. So before we get started with all the WIPs, let me tell you a little bit about myself because this is how a lot of new people get found. No. This is how a lot of people find new floss tubers to watch. There we go. So, as I said, my name is Jen. I'm 45. Yeah, 45 years old. I live in Florida. I'm divorced. I have 2 kids. I have 2 cats, Mr. Whiskers and Gracie Lou Freebush. Gracie's over there, so she might make an appearance. Or you may hear her wheezing because she curls up into a little ball when she falls asleep, and then she's so tight that it's like hard for her to breathe. She's weird. I stitch on a lot of different types of cross-stitch projects, everything from tiny little kits all the way up through giant full coverage pieces, everything in between. I have a smattering of all different kinds of stuff. So I'm pretty sure I will have something that you like. I have over 200 projects. I think it might be 216. And all in various stages of completion. And I have worked on, I have my little tracker thing over here. I've worked on 119 different projects this year. So some of the stuff you're gonna have before pictures and some of it you won't. So just a quick recap of what I've done so far this year. So like I said, I've worked on 119 different projects so far. This is Christmas Eve, so happy Christmas Eve to everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. I have stitched 340 days. I had 16 days where I did not stitch. Today might be another one. But I've had 16 days where I have not stitched, so a total of 2 weeks spread throughout the year. I've started 17 different projects. I finished 13. This says 11, but I did 2 of them between my WIP parade last year and the end of the year. So it was 13 total projects that I finished for the year. My highest stitching day was the 22nd of November, which was 2,412 stitches. And the highest month that I stitched was also November at 25,621 stitches. So far for the year, I have done 248,378 stitches for the entire year. Of course, that number would be higher if I had stitched those 16 days that I didn't stitch. So yeah, 248,378 stitches I've stitched this year. So far my lowest month has been this month, the month of December. But for those who watch my regular floss tubes, you guys know it's been a bit hectic. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go over, this will probably be broken up into clips, but what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go over the finishes that I've done this year. So this has been my board that I've been tracking my finishes on. And I will be showing you the ones that I have in my possession. My mom typically will finish my projects for me, the FFO part, and so some of this stuff is at her house. Not all, so I don't have all of them physically here. So let's go over some of these finishes. So first one up is going to be Yippee-Ki-Yay. It says Yippee-Ki-Yay motherfucker. This is from Stitchman Darcy on Etsy. I made this for my son. I used the Call for DMC and I stitched it on a 14 count white Aida, and then my mom turned it into a cute little pillow. I love that fabric, but my mom turned it into a cute little pillow for him. So that was my first finish of the year. And then my next one was Cupid's Cafe. I don't know why it's still in a bag. It's been done for a year. Next one is Cupid's Cafe. This is by Sugar, I forgot my board. We'll just use this board. Sugar, oh God. sugar stitches on Etsy. And there's my finish. It's all folded up. I need to iron this before I bring it to her. But I used the called for DMC, and I stitched it 2/2 on a 28 count even weave in just this baby pink color. It looks white on the screen, but it is a baby pink. I wonder if you could see. It's like not white, but that was finish number 2. Both of these I finished in December. I don't really have, well, I guess this year I do, but I'm not going to sit there and scroll up and down looking for finish dates. I can leave this out actually because I don't need to put that in a bag no more. All right, then the next one I finished was Calendar Girls. So this is part of the Calendar Girls series from Little House Needleworks in 2014. This one is September. And I finished a few of them this year. But this one is September. And my mom, like, you know, kind of wrapped it and put it on this, you know, thing here. And then I have like a little deal on my desk, like a, not a tripod, like an easel, but it doesn't like fold up, and it's got like a bar going across it with a little clothespin. And so the months I have completed, I hang them. And then let me see, Bake the World I do not have with me. That's at my mom's house. That was Bake the World a Better Place by Franny Ritter Designs. I don't even have a picture of it, so it's a mystery. If you go back and watch sometime in January if you want to see it. But I did finish that one, and then the next one I finished was the Calendar Girls May. These were all done with the called for DMC 2/2 on a 32 count. .32 count Lugana by Picture This Plus. I don't remember the name of the fabric. I have it somewhere, but I don't remember the name of the fabric. And then the next one I finished was February. They don't take very long, but like a few thousand stitches, like maybe 2,000. So those were those 3 finishes. And then I also finished this little kit that I had gotten Christmas last year? No, year before or something. But here we go. But I finished this. The only thing I stitched in this, it's the Friends frame. And the only thing I stitched was the actual frame and then the little peephole. And then the way that the pattern was printed on the Ada came this color. The only thing that was printed on the pattern was printed on the Ada. So the way that it was printed, it was like off, and so you could still see the ink. And so I found, I think it was 3807, I think. I found a purple that almost matched the fabric completely, and I just did a little border around that to cover that up. I still have to finish, like bring all this in and tie it off and put something over the back of it. But yeah. And then I also finished 2 of the gingerbread smalls. This was from the gingerbread smalls from 2022 from Twin Peak Primitives. I'm going to end up doing all 9 of them, but I did finish 2 of them, and I have 1 on the go right now. So I did them with the called for DMC 2/2 full cross on a 28 count even weave in the Lugana in the color Cornflower from Fiber on a Whim. So the first one I'm going to show you is the train. So I got that one completed. I suppose I could tell you how many stitches I did on it, right? Gingerbread Smalls, train. I did 801 stitches on this. And then the other one I finished was the carousel. And I did 1,506 stitches on that. I could go back and tell you the other ones, but I don't feel like scrolling. But yeah, those are super cute. Like I said, I do have one that's currently in progress right now, but I will show that when I go through the actual WIPs. So, and then the next thing, let's see, what else did I finish? I finished Grinch Gnome and Company. That is currently at my mother's house. So she is working on getting that finished off for me. So I don't have that one. And then I also finished Year of Gnomes June. This was from the Cross Stitch for Everyone shop on Etsy. Back in, I think it was 2020, she had I think now it's called Gnome a Month, but she had a Year of Gnome stitch along where she had a gnome for every month. And this is the one that I completed. This one was June. I did this with a called for DMC 1/1 full cross on a 28 count white Monaco. So that is 2 that I have completed now. I did 3,965 stitches on this to get this completed. So that's, I have May done, and now I have June, and I have 2 more that are started. And then that's it. I haven't done any more than that. But I'll show you those when we, again, go through the actual WIPs. I wanted to get these finishes done. And then the other calendar girl that I've completed, but I don't have it fully finished yet because I got to take it to my mom's, is Calendar Girls October. And that is what she looks like. She's really cute. I'm trying to hold this without, my tablet is like on the other side of this. And Calendar Girls October, I did 1,464 stitches to get her done. And this was a start and finish this year. The other ones, I don't really, I don't really track start dates and finish dates and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't care either. And then the last thing I finished was Autumn Favorites. And this one is by Shannon Christine Designs. I finished this one in, I do remember I finished this one, I think in November. This was part of my Floss Tuber Frenzy game for Crow Stitcher. All right. And there's my finish for Autumn Favorites. Again, this is by Shannon Christine Designs. I got this on Etsy. As you can see, it's all folded up. I do not iron my projects. Let me scroll back up to the top here so I can tell you how many stitches I did this year on it. All right. Autumn Favorites. This year, I did 2,840 stitches on it to get it finished. It's super cute. And I did this with the called for DMC 2 strands full cross on a 16 or an 18 count chalkboard Aida. So those are all my finishes so far this year. Well, I say so far, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to finish anything else this year. So I don't know why I said so far. So let me, like I said, I got to do this in bits. So I'm going to pause here, put this stuff away, and then grab the next, we'll start getting into the WIPs. So I'll be right back. Okay, so how we're going to do this WIP parade this year is I have my plans kind of laid out. I keep adjusting them, even though I posted a plans video in October. And so I'm going, the first part or two of this WIP parade is going to be going over the WIPs that I plan on taking into the new year. So I will be pulling new projects in throughout the year, or different projects, you know, once certain things hit their goals. But for right now, this is what I'm going to be taking into the new year. And I already forgot something. Hang on one moment. Okay, so first thing that we're going to go over is some of how I'm going to tackle some of my full coverage pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Full Coverage Fanatics Bingo. So Full Coverage Fanatics is a game on Facebook, group on Facebook. They're doing a game all year where they're going to have a bingo all year long. So I have WIPs for every prompt all year long, and I'll be pulling numbers and doing stitches on them. So we're going to go over all of the WIPs that are going to be involved in that game. That is 44 full coverage projects. They're not quite in alphabetical order because when I was pulling them out of the bin, some fell, and so it's not quite alphabetical order, but yeah. And I have different goals set for each project. You know what drives me nuts about my tablet is I go to unlock my tablet and automatically pull up like the internet browser for me to shop, which is really weird because I don't shop on my tablet. So it's very strange. Okay, so I'm going to show you the WIP. I'll let you know if I've worked on it this year or not. And I will tell you what my goal for the whole year is going to be. Am I going to hit all these goals? I have no idea. Probably not. But, you know, it's always fun watching me struggle. So first up is going to be Amazonia. And here it is. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Romance Art. It's 400 by 490 and it has 107 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I did work on this year. Hang on. Oh my God. Okay. Not much, but I worked on it. I'm doing it. You'd think I'd be better prepared for this. I got my board too when I paused. So now I'm ready. Okay. So here is where I'm at with it now. I did 340 stitches on it this year. And I'm doing it 2 over 1 10th stitch on a 28 count easy count Lugana. So like I said, I did 340 stitches this year, and I'm currently sitting at 1,960 stitches completed out of 196,000. I am at 1.00%. My goal for next year for bingo is going to be 1,600 stitches. That was, I was obviously working on that in the diagonal with parking, and I'm kind of starting to get out of my diagonal phase. Again, I go in and out of wanting to work on stuff in the diagonal, so I'll probably start working in those parked threads when this comes out. Okay, next up is going to be Artist's Kitchen. And this is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jacek Jurka. It is the max color version, so it's 450 by 406, and it has 238 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it is completed. And I am using the called for DMC, and I'm doing it 2 strands full cross on a 20 count Aida, just a white Aida. I have worked on this year. Let me move some of these parked threads around. This is where I'm at with it now. Ignore this. This needs to be frogged out. That this line is part of the windowsill, and I stitched it in the wrong spot, so I've been trying to work on getting that pulled out. I did 200 stitches on it this year, so not much. I'm currently sitting at 2,418 stitches completed out of 182,696. I'm at 1.32%. My goal for this year is going to be 2,000 stitches next year. Whatever. If I say this year, I mean next year. Let's just, how about that? Okay. Next up is going to be Apple Pie Harvest. Hey, I'm trying to highlight these things off as I go so that, there we go. So it's easier for me as we get further into this. Okay, Apple Pie Harvest. This is charted by Charting Creations. Artwork is by Janet Kruskamp. It is 475 by 356 and it has 90 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it is completed. And I have worked on this one this year as well. I really enjoyed this piece. It's just so homey. And that would be H-O-M-E-Y, not H-O-M-I-E. Like rolling with the homies. Okay. So like I said, I have worked on this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count or 28 count. Might be 32. Easy, it's one of those two. Easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it now. I've done 800 stitches this year. And I'm currently sitting at 9,970 stitches completed. Out of 169,100, I'm at 5.90%. My goal for this year is going to be 6,000 stitches. If you missed my plans video, that's where I kind of go into detail about the different games I'm going to be playing next year. And so what I'm doing for Full Coverage Fanatics is every floss tube I'm going to pull like 7 numbers. We're going to see what prompts they're on. What prompts, so I put the numbers on there. What prompts they're on. And then my ideally what I'd like to do is get 400 stitches per prompt. That's where I'm getting these numbers from. Again, is that going to happen? Doubtful. But we'll see where we can get to. What's this? Oh, next up is going to be Be Still. And this piece I have not worked on this year. Probably hope if I showed you what it looked like. Be Still is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It's $9.79 by $7.37. This is one of my first full coverage purchases, so they don't have all the information on the front like they used to, or like they do now. But this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm guessing it probably has about 134 colors. That would be my guess. And this was actually a restart for me. I had started it quite a few years ago and I didn't like the fabric it was on, so I switched it. And now I'm doing it 2/1 tent stitch on a, I think this is probably a 28 count easy count Lugana. I have not worked on it this year, so there's going to be no before photo. But like I said, oh my God, like I said, this is a restart. So I originally had like 13,000 stitches on it and it was looking good, but it was just, I was not liking the fabric at all. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna restart it. So I'm currently sitting at 634 stitches completed out of 721,523. I'm at 0.09%. My goal for this year is going to be 1,200 stitches. Okay. Next is going to be Beach Getaway. This piece is charted by Charting Creations. My tablet froze. Wake up. There we go. All right. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. All right. Like I said, this is charted by Charting Creations. Image is licensed with Shutterstock. It is 325 by 490, and it has 101 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I have worked on this year. I'm doing it I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on this like fabric that I picked up off of AliExpress a number of years ago. It's like 28 or 30 count or something. I don't know what kind of fabric it is, but it's working for me. I have a few pieces on this. This is where I'm at with it right now. I did 693 stitches on it this year. I'm currently sitting at 1,593 stitches completed out of 159,250. I'm at 1.00%. My goal for this year is going to be another 1,200 stitches. This is how big the piece is going to be. Not crazy big. All right. Next up is going to be Birdhouse Gardens. Okay, Birdhouse Gardens is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Sarah Marchetti. I don't know. I hear so many people say it so many different ways. So, Birdhouse Gardens. This is regular size, regular color. It's 600 by 420, and it has 90 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I love it so much. And I have not worked on it this year. I'm doing it 2 strands full cross on a 20 count easy count Aida. And I have a few different spots to show you. So this is the upper left hand corner. I'm currently sitting at 6,450 stitches completed out of 252,000. I'm at 2.56%. So a few years ago, I had this crazy idea that I wanted to do where I do all 4 corners and then I rotate around and work my way to the middle. And so I counted over very carefully and started in the upper right-hand corner as well. So this doesn't have any new work on it, so this is it. This is from 2023. But yeah. So that's what I was going to do. I was going to do like all 4 corners and then just rotate around so it kind of went like that. Am I going to do that when this comes out next year? I don't know. I'll at least work in these part threads for sure. But my goal for Birdhouse Gardens next year is going to be 3,200 stitches. Okay. Next up is going to be Cake Shop. This was a new start, wasn't it? Yep. Okay. This was a new start for me this year, so I'm not going to have a before picture. There it is. Okay. Cake Shop is charted by Pain Free Crafts. This is a retired piece, so it's no longer available. And the artwork is by Steve Crisp. Here it is. It is 600 by 450. And this is what it's going to look like when it is completed. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but for the most part, I do upper left-hand corner starts. Be Still was upper right-hand corner, but most of the time I do upper left-hand corner starts. Okay, so again, I'm doing it 1/1 full cross, not again, just for the first time. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on that that China fabric that I got. And this is where I'm at with it. Like I said, this was a new start this year, so I do not have a before photo. No, it wasn't a new start. Oh, I hope you see a before photo. I think it was only a few hundred stitches though. I've done 1,932 stitches on it this year. I have a total of 2,232 stitches completed out of 270,000. I'm at 0.83%. I hope I have a before photo. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. But oh, my goal for this year is going to be 1,600 stitches. Okay, next. Hang on, there we go. Okay, next is going to be California Dreaming. So let me get back up to the top. All my new starts are at the bottom of my tracker. The rest of them are in alphabetical order. Okay, California Dreaming, here we go. California Dreaming is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jeff Haney. I got the max color version. And it is 700 by 501. It has 240 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I really like this piece. Big full coverage wise, I think this might be the one that's the second furthest along. I didn't do a whole lot considering the size of this, but I'm doing it 2/1 tent stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. And I'll probably just show you like from far away and then I'll bring it in. Here we go. So that's the whole thing. There's like a few stitches over here, but it's not a whole lot. So I'm just showing it like this. I want to say that the 500 I did was up here at the top, but I'm showing it like this in case I forget to take a before photo. I'm hoping I remember to take before photos because I have to, otherwise I'm going to have to come next year, come back through this WIP parade and screenshot everything like I did for this one. But I believe I worked up here at the top. So I did 500 stitches this year, and like I think I said already, I'm doing it 2/1 tent stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. Let's give you something fun to look at. Here we go. I'm currently sitting at 67,156 stitches completed out of 350,700. I'm at 19.15%. And my goal for this year is going to be 6,000 stitches. Okay. In just 1 second, I'm just highlighting a couple things on here. Okay, next up is going to be checking the list. This piece is charted by Charting Creations. Artwork is by Marcelo Corti. It is 280 by 419 and it has 80 colors, 50 of them being gray. It's my 50 Shades of Gray piece. That's what it's gonna look like. So I really like it though, because it's like grayscale background with Santa, bam, in the middle with all the red. And I did work on this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on, I believe this is a 28 count, easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it. I did 500 stitches this year. And I'm currently sitting at 4,819 stitches completed out of 117,320. I'm at 4.11%. And my goal for this year is going to be 2,000 stitches. Upper left-hand corner start. Just in case you were wondering. Okay. Next up is going to be Christmas shops. Where is it? Here it be. Okay. Christmas shops is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Betsy Brown. I made it funny one time when I showed it. It's 900 by 700 and it's got 75 colors. This is 50 Shades of Brown. Betsy Brown made a brown town. It's so pretty though. Okay. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. And here's where I'm at. I did 500 stitches this year. And I'm currently sitting at 3,630 stitches completed out of 630,000. I'm at 0.58%. My goal for this year is going to be 3,200 stitches. Okay. Next up is going to be, what is it going to be? Cherry Blossom. This is from Blue Fox Stitchery on Etsy. It is, how big is this thing? It is 275 by 303. And I don't know how many colors it has, but it's a lot of pink. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm stitching it. FYI, all my full coverages, I use the call for threads. It's, you know, it's always DMC, and that's what I use. And It's just the fabric that kind of varies, and if I use one thread or two. But I typically use DMC unless it calls for fancy, unless a regular project calls for fancy floss. Okay, so this one I'm doing a 2/1 tent stitch on a 28 count white linen that I had in my stash, so I don't know like what kind it is. And this is where I'm at with it now. I did 800 stitches on it this year. I'm currently sitting at 3,811 stitches completed out of 83,325. I'm at 4.57%. My goal for this year is not going to be very high. It's going to be 400 stitches. And the next one is going to be Cosmic Bowling. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. Where it be? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh wait, there it is. There it is. I see it. Come back. Okay. Cosmic Bowling. It is regular size, regular color. It's 750 by 535 and it has 89 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I love this thing. It is so fun. Like, you can't be there and not have a good time. I have not worked on it this year, but I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. This is where I'm at with it right now. Oh man, hang on. Okay. This is where I'm at with it right now. I'm currently sitting at 2,404 stitches completed out of 401,250. I'm at 0.60%. And my goal for it this year is going to be 7,600 stitches. All right, next up is going to be another Heaven and Earth Designs piece. This one is called Coming to Room. Artwork is by Jan Patrick Kresny, and it is regular size max color. It's 875 by 626. It has 239 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on that China fabric. And here we go. Okay, so like I said, 1/1 full cross on the China fabric that I got on AliExpress. This is where I'm at with it right now. So far this year, I've done 1,003 stitches. Not so far, I'm not working on it the rest of the year. This year I did 1,003 stitches. I'm currently sitting at 2,020 stitches completed out of 547,750. I'm at 0.37%. My goal for this year is going to be, what piece is this? Coming to Room. 8,400 stitches, so 8,400 stitches for this. All my hopes and dreams. Doing nothing but stitching. Oh my God, if I was able to just sit there and do nothing but stitch, Can you imagine how much stitching I would get done? If I got as much done as I have this year with all the stuff I have going on, holy shit. I could probably get a lot of these projects completed. Okay, next up is going to be Creekview Cottages. This piece is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is, it's the Digital Artwork Company. It's 825 by 825. It has 139 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm doing a 2/1 tent stitch on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And here's where I'm at with it right now. I've done 1,414 stitches on it this year. I'm currently sitting at 2,414 stitches completed out of 680,625. I'm at 0.35%. My goal for this year is going to be 800 stitches, so not much. Okay, next is going to be getting into my day to night pieces. Ooh, goodness. Okay, first up is going to be Day to Night Africa. So these next are all four of them together. Like I said, when I was pulling them out of the container, they kind of started dropping and spilling. I think that's all four of them. So I wasn't sure if all of them were together, but all four of these pieces, they're all retired. They are charted by Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is, where did it go? Artwork is by Lars Stewart. Hang on. There it is. Okay. No, that's North America. There's Africa. Okay. Day to Night Africa. Like I said, retired from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork by Lars Stewart. It's 650 by 464. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count, easy count Lugana. I think this is 32. And I have not worked on it this year, but this is where I'm at with it right now. I'm currently sitting at 1,900 stitches completed out of 301,600. I'm at 0.63%. My goal for this year is going to be 2,000 stitches. All right, next is going to be Day to Night Iceland. It's like my only WIP I have in a Q-snap. Everything else I just stitch in hand. I may pull it out of the Q-snap once this comes out. Okay, Day to Night Iceland. All the same info, 600 by 430. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have not worked on it this year. Hang on, let me just tighten this Q-snap up a little bit. There we go. Okay. I have not worked on it this year. This is where I'm currently sitting at with it. I have 10,377 stitches completed out of 258,000. I'm at 4.02%. My goal for this year is going to be 800 stitches. Oh my God. I'm trying to put it back in the bag. All right. Next one is going to be Day to Night North America. The size on this one is 650 by 464. This one right here I know is available on Heaven and Earth Designs. Okay, and this one is being done on 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And I have worked on this one, so you'll see a before picture. And this is where I'm at with it now. I've done 1,512 stitches on it this year, and I'm currently sitting at 3,012 stitches completed out of 301,600. I'm at 1.00%. Oh, my goal. 1,600 stitches for that one. Okay, and then the last Day to Night piece is going to be Day to Night Tropics. Here it is. The size on this one is 600 by 430. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have worked on this one as well. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. This one looks like it's a 28 count easy count Lugana. Maybe they're all 28. I don't know. I think I was trying to keep them all in the same type of fabric. It might be 28 on all 4 of them. This is where I'm at with it right now. I did 500 stitches this year on it. And I'm currently sitting at 2,200 stitches completed out of 258,000. I'm at 0.85%. My goal for this year is going to be 1,600 stitches. How am I going to get all this done? I have no idea. I think I'm going to fail miserably at this. I think I'm going to fail miserably at this. But you know what? It's whatever. All right. Next up is going to be, what's this one? Family Vacation. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I got the max color version, and artwork is by Amy Stewart. It is 700 by 469, and it has 237 colors. And that's what it's going to look like when it's done. I really like that piece a lot. I have not worked on this year, so you will not have a before photo, but I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on that 28 or 32 count China fabric. And this itty bitty corner is where I'm at right now. I currently have 932 stitches completed out of 328,300. I'm at 0.28%. My goal for this year is going to be 8,000 stitches. Okay. Next up is going to be Fairy Tale Cottage. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It's $9.79 by $7.37 and it has 133 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I've worked a little bit on it this year. And I'm going to have, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this before and after. I think I'll do, you know what I'll do? I'm going to do a before and after of the area that I worked in. How about that? Because the rest of it's going to look the same. Where did I work? I mean, I know where I worked. I just can't find it. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to do you, I'm going to show you a before and after of where I worked because I only did 500 stitches. Okay. I'm doing it 2/1 tent stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. This is where I worked this year. So I did 500 stitches in this section right here. I'm currently sitting at 26,342 stitches out of 721,523. I'm at 3.65%. This is the other side. That was the upper right-hand corner. And this is the other side, the upper left-hand corner. Look at the detail on those, on the leaves and stuff. Like, it looks amazing. I love this piece. And I've worked all down this way. My goal for this year is going to be 5,600 stitches. Okay. I heard a noise. Okay. Next up is going to be From the Ashes. This is charted by Cross Stitch Studio. Artworks by Abraham Hunter. I have a crop of a larger piece. It's 423 by 423. It has 105 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I do know this is available as a dimensions kit, but it has a lot of back stitching. I'd rather do this version. Okay. Hang on. I've been trying to like highlight and find the next piece while I'm showing you what the next one looks like, and I forgot to do that. Okay, so I have not worked on this year. So there will be no before photo. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on, this looks like a 28 count, easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm currently sitting at with it. I have 2,600 stitches completed out of 178,929. I'm at not 4. I need better eyeballs. 1.45%. My goal for this year is going to be 2,000 stitches. Okay, and then next up is going to be a new start. I guess I don't really need to pull anything out of this bag. So one of the prompts for Full Coverage Fanatics Bingo is a new start, and it's actually going to tie in with a few different prompts throughout the year. So this will get pulled out multiple times. But my new start for the year, hopefully I pull the prompt. Well, no, I will pull the prompt in January. Excuse me, January, I just don't know when. But my new start is going to be Glimmerstone Bakery. I have the Max Color version. This is a retired chart by Rose Kahn. It's 750 by 552. It has 240 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I will probably be doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. But yeah, that's going to be my new start. It's not a WIP technically, but it's in with my full coverage fanatic stuff, so I wanted to show it. Okay, let me pause here so I can get this bin straightened out because it's just piles in there, and we're only halfway through my full coverage bingo WIPs, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and look who came to say hello. Say hi, Gracie. I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she's purring so hard right now. It's Gracie Lou Freebush. All right, go on. Okay. I don't know. Mr. Whiskers is probably sleeping again. Okay, so next up is going to be Happy New Year. Oh, you know what I meant to do while I had this paused? I should have done this while I had this paused. Dagnabbit. Let me just do that. There we go. Oh, you know what? I should do it like this. Ooh, sorry. There we go. Now I can see the board better. Instead of having to do this, I can just look down. Okay, next up is going to be Happy New Year. This is charted by Cross Stitch for Everyone. There it is. It is, how big is this thing? It is 264 by 285. I do not know how many colors it is, but this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have not worked on it this year. That background is $9.39 and I am stitching it, so that's what I'm in right now. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. This is where I'm at with it right now. Like I said, I've not worked on it this year. I'm at 1,184 stitches completed out of 75,240. I'm at 1.57%. My goal for this year is just going to be 400 stitches. Okay, next is going to be Jukebox. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artworks by Sarah Marchetti. I have regular size max color. Listen, if anybody knows the creator of Pattern Keeper and has an in with them, can you please see if you can get her to have an update where you can sort your stuff alphabetically? That would be fabulous. Okay, Jukebox Max Color. It's 500 by 666. It is 238 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I have not worked on it this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on, I think this is a 28 count easy count Lugana. And that is where I'm currently sitting at with it. I have 2,054 stitches completed. Out of 333,000, I'm at 0.62%. And my goal for this year is going to be 3,200 stitches. All right, I think we're going a little out of order here because I'm missing. Oh, here it is. Like, I know I said it was going to be out of order, but it was like, this was really out of order. Okay, next up is going to be Hiding Place. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is 869 by 583. It has 134 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm going to have a couple places to show you on this one as well. I think I'm going to do, hopefully I have a before picture. I was trying to rush through my, what's it called? My WIP parade, and I may have missed a couple. I might have a picture of it though. Okay, I'm doing this 2/1 tent stitch on a 28 count, easy count Lugana. And let me show you where I worked this year. So this is where I worked in the upper right-hand corner. I've done 1,925 stitches on it this year. I'm currently sitting at 13,385 stitches completed out of 506,627. I'm at 2.64%. I also have a start in the upper left-hand corner. I think my before and after has me have them folded up. But this is the upper left-hand corner. I think my before and after is probably like this, like that. I think that's what it is. But yeah, that's where I worked. My goal for this year is going to be 1,200 stitches. What's up, Gracie Lou? What's up, Gracie Lou? Okay, next up is going to be Lighthouse Merriment. This is charted by Charting Creations. Artwork is by Nikki Bone. It is, I don't know how to say her last name. It's 425 by 352, and it has 99 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I have worked on this one this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. Oh, this is definitely 32 count. Okay. On a 32 count, easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it right now. I did 500 stitches on it this year. And I'm currently sitting at 2,850 stitches completed out of 149,600. I'm at 1.91%. My goal for this year is going to be 2,800 stitches. Yeah, those boxes are a lot smaller and tighter. This is definitely 32. The other ones where I'm like, oh no, it's most likely 28 count. Okay. Next is going to be Mountain Cabin. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Dominic Davison. I have the max color version. It's 725 by 518, and it has 238 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Sorry. There it is. And all that searching, I haven't worked on it this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count, easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it. I have 1,200 stitches completed out of 375,500. I am at 0.32% complete. My goal for this year is going to be 2,400 stitches. Girl, you better stop rubbing your face on the board. Hey, no. Just because I don't want her to knock the boards over, because that would be very loud. I have laminate flooring, so that would be extremely loud if they fell onto the floor. Okay, next is going to be Mr. Cardinal. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Here it is. Artwork is by Dempsey Essick. It's 190 by 317 and it has 86 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have worked on this one this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. Upper left hand corner start. I started converting this into a diagonal. It's not going to be very big at all either. Okay. This is where I'm at with it right now. I did 700 stitches on it this year. I'm currently sitting at 1,905 stitches completed out of 60,230. I'm at 3.16% complete. And my goal for this year is going to be 800 stitches. Okay. Next up is going to be, going back up the M's a little bit here. Next up is going to be Mini Tea and Books. This is a chart that, a WIP that I adopted from someone. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artworks by Bridget Ashwood. It's 275 by 275. It has 89 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have not worked on it this year. I'm doing it 2/1 10th stitch on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it. So I've got the width of the piece. That's how wide it's going to be. I'm currently sitting at 5,540 stitches completed out of 75,625. I'm at 7.33%. My goal for this year is going to be 800 stitches. Okay. Next is going to be Patchwork Quilt Room. I had to think about what the name of it was. Okay, next up is going to be Patchwork Quilt Room. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artworks by Sarah Marchetti. It is Marchetti sounds better. 700 by 490. I have the max color version, so this is going to be 238 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have worked on this one this year, and I'm doing it 2 strands full cross on a 20 count easy count Aida. Here we go. Okay. And that is where I'm currently at with it. I've done 1,800 stitches this year. I'm currently sitting at 8,659 stitches completed out of 343,000. I'm at 2.52%. My goal for this year is going to be 1,200 stitches. Next is going to be Rainbow Castle, right? Yeah, Rainbow Castle. This is another Heaven and Earth Designs piece, artwork by Sarah Marchetti. Yeah, that sounds better. We'll go with that. And it's regular size, max color is 550 by 738. It has 239 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Okay, and I have worked on this one this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count, I think, easy count Lugana. And here's where I'm at with it. I've done 961 stitches on it this year. I am currently sitting at 4,059 stitches completed out of 405,900. I'm at 1.00%. And my goal for this year is going to be 4,800 stitches. Okay, next is going to be Sweet Shop. No, Snowy Delight. Okay. Snowy Delight is charted by Paint Free Crafts. Artwork is by Kaplan Dorr. It is 420 by 358. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have not worked on it this year. Hi, Gracie. This one, I'm doing 1/1 full cross on a 28 count, easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it right now. I have page 1 completed. I'm currently sitting at 3,552 stitches completed out of 150,300. I'm at 2.36%. And my goal this year is going to be 400 stitches. Okay. Next is going to be Snape's Delight. What? That's not it. Snape's Library. Although I suppose that could be considered a delight to have a library this big. Wow. Okay, Snape's Library. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is the Digital Artwork Company. It's 800 by 800. It has 112 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. This was a new start for me in January. I do know that because I was piggybacking off of Leanne, the Small Town Stitcher. She had a little group of people that were starting all these library pieces, and I was like, oh, I'm going to join in secret. So I joined. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a, I think this is a 28 count, easy count Lugana. It's going to be huge. It's got tons of 939. Like over 200,000 stitches of 939. Okay, so this year, this is where I'm at with it. This year, I've put in 1,100 stitches on it. And so I'm currently sitting, like I said, this was a new start. So I'm sitting at 1,100 stitches completed out of 640,000. I'm at 0.17%. My goal this year is going to be 3,600 stitches. I am part of the way tempted to try Extreme Cross Country on this to do the 939. Only because that is the 939. It's so much that it doesn't even pop up right here. It's 230,844 stitches of 939. I have full coverage pieces, like big full coverage pieces that have less stitches than the amount of 939 in this piece. So yeah. Okay. Oh, did I say my goal? I think I did. I'm going to say it again though. Goal. Snape's Library. 3,600. Okay. Next is going to be Sweet Shop. This is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. It is 650 by 469. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I have worked on this one this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at it right now. This year I have done measly 450 stitches on it. I'm currently sitting at 3,050 stitches completed out of 304,850. I am at 1.00%. My goal for this year is going to be 1,200 stitches. Okay. Next is going to be Trucks and Goldens. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. I'm missing, yep, okay. I'm gonna have to go back up to the letter P here in a second because I missed one. Okay, next is gonna be Trucks and Goldens. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Greg Giordano. I have a snippet of the full piece. I think this might be retired. It's 175 by 175 and it has 88 colors. That is what it's gonna look like when it's done. I have not worked on it this year. I'm doing it 2 strands full cross on a 14 count Aida. And this is where I'm at with it currently. I have 3,566 stitches completed out of 30,625. I'm at 11.64%. My goal for this year is going to be 2,000 stitches. Okay, backing up to the letter P is going to be Peaceful Jaguar. I felt like I was forgetting something. So this is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Lucy Bilodeau. I don't know how to say it. It's 325 by 325. This is a crop of a larger piece. It's got 91 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. I do not believe I have worked on this one this year. Let me just double check. Yep, nope, I have not worked on it this year. Okay, so there won't be a before picture, thank God, because of how I've been doing this. Hang on. This is another one. Remember earlier I was mentioning how I was like, oh, I do all 4 corners and then like kind of work my way in until it gets to be the center. I was trying to do that on this one as well. So I've got stitches in all 4 corners. Yeah, these ones down here are hardly anything. So we're going to focus on the fun one here. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. So we're going to focus on this one up here because this one is more fun. Like I said, I have not worked on it this year. I'm sitting at 2,486 stitches completed out of 105,625. I'm at 2.35%. My goal for this year is going to be 800 stitches. Okay. Next is going to be Springtime Splendor. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artworks by Randall Spangler. It is regular size max color. It's 450 by 758 and it has 236 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I think I'm just going to show, when I do my before picture, it might be the whole thing. I might end up doing the whole picture as the before. It's another one I was kind of going all over the place, and I haven't, oh, you know what? I don't got to worry about it because I didn't work on it this year. Thank God. I was like trying to speed race through my WIP parade earlier this year so that I could like screenshot the before photos, and when I got to some of them, I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? Oh my God. So I guess whatever WIPs I work on, like besides the goal of the stitches, is going to be to try to make more sense out of where I'm working. Okay, this piece I'm doing 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. Like I said, I have not worked on it this year. I'm gonna hold it out to show you the whole thing, and then we'll kind of like bring it in where you can see it better. Which way is up? Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna hold it out so you can see the whole thing, and then I'll bring it in. Okay. So don't be like, I can't see anything. That's everything I've done. I'm currently sitting at 16,084 stitches completed out of 340,805. I'm at 4.72%. So I had started in the middle. So this is the house, right? And then I had worked my way over to the side, and I was working like block by block, parking over, and then I did all this, and I was like, God, I'm sick of this. So I started working in my parked threads from the bottom up. And so I was working in my parked threads. So I had all that done, right? But I still have all this to go. And then I decided I want to work from the top corner. So I found my way, I counted my way up to the top. And I started working on the top in the diagonal with parking. So now I got all these parked threads. Oh, okay. But my goal for the year is going to be 2,400 stitches. So hopefully I can make a dent in the parked threads. So that's probably going to be my main focus. Oh yeah, I got parked threads in the middle too. Like what? So my goal is going to be to get these parked threads worked in. All right. Next up is going to be the sewing shop. The sewing shop. That's a shop. That's Kaylee's shop in Canada. The sewing desk. Wow. Yeah, the sewing shop.ca is a shop in Canada. She sells really cool stuff. But that's not what this is. This is the sewing desk by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Amy Stewart. I have regular size, regular color. It's 525 by 375, and it has 87 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Here we go. Okay. I'm doing this 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. And my before picture, I don't know if it's going to be the whole thing or not. So I'm going to hold it up as the whole thing. And then I'll bring it in. This is the whole thing. Here we go. I've done 1,714 stitches this year. Mostly up this way. I'm currently sitting at 11,709 stitches completed out of 196,875. I'm at 5.95%. So Again, I'll be getting these park threads worked in. Hang on, I keep getting the thread caught in the zipper. There we go. Okay. So next is going to be Villa Lorna. This is by Stitching Moon Designs. She has a floss tube here on YouTube. And the size is 540 by 376. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is a villa in Norway, in the town where she lives. And then she put it into a filter and did some stuffs to it to make it look like a painting. I do not recall if she has her Etsy shop on a break or if she shut the shop down or if it's still active. I can't remember. I remember at one point she was talking about putting it on a break because she's been so busy with life. I don't remember if that actually came about. Anyway, I'm doing this 2/1 tent stitch on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it right now. I've done 600 stitches this year, working in parked threads all over here. So mainly, I feel like I may have done some over here because this definitely does not look like 600. So I think I was working in some parked threads here, and then I've been working, last few hundred I was working over here. But yeah, getting these park threads worked in. I'm currently sitting at 11,103 stitches completed out of 203,040. I'm at 5.47% complete. My goal for this year is going to be 400 stitches. All right. Next up is going to be White Tiger Ghost. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Jeremy Paul. This is a crop of a larger piece. It is 300 by 300 and it's got 59 colors. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. Boop! He's so pretty. White Tiger Ghost. There we go. Okay. I'm doing this 2 strands full cross on a, this might be an 18 count, like ivory Aida. And this is where I'm at with it so far. This year I did 1,700 stitches. I'm currently sitting at 6,494 stitches completed out of 90,000. I'm at 7.22%. And my goal for this year is going to be 800 stitches. Okay. Next up is going to be Wool Shop. This is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. I already said the name, so we're going with it. I just realized that I was like, there's another one that I should have said too before Wool Shop. But Wool Shop, artwork by Steve Crisp. It's 600 by 429, and this is what it's going to look like when it is done. And where did it go? There it is. I have not worked on it this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a, I think this is a 32 count easy count Lugana. This is where I'm at with it right now. I'm currently sitting at 1,000 stitches completed out of 257,400. I'm at 0.39%. My goal for this year is going to be 2,400 stitches. Okay, next up is going to be Toy Shop. That's why I was like, I'm missing something. So all of these shops that I have, I also have the pharmacy, which I kind of want to call it the medicine shop, because I've got sweet shop, wool shop, toy shop, like that should be medicine shop. But anyway, I have the pharmacy, but it's not started. But all these patterns were getting retired by from Pain Free Crafts, and so I bought them all. It's just those though. So again, Pain Free Crafts artwork is by Steve Crisp. It's 600 by 450, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I did do a little bit of work on it this year. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on that 28 or 32, I'm going to call it 30 count China fabric. Okay. That's where I'm at with it right now. So far this year, I've done 309 stitches on it. I'm currently sitting at 809 stitches completed out of 270,000. I'm at 0.30%. And my goal for this year is going to be 3,600 stitches. Okay, just got a couple more pieces. Next up is going to be Wanderlust Camping. So we're jumping back down to the W's. We got 2 pieces left. Wanderlust Camping is charted, where, oh God, hang on, I gotta find it first. Because I don't remember if this is, I think this is Pain Free Crafts. It is, okay. Lars Stewart? Yes, okay. Wanderlust Camping, charted by Pain Free Crafts, artworks by Lars Stewart. It's 497 by 327. This is a retired piece. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I have not worked on it this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana. And this is where I'm at with it, upper left-hand corner start. I'm currently sitting at 1,625 stitches completed out of 162,519. I'm at 1.00%. And my goal for this year is going to be 6,000 stitches. All right, and then the final piece for Full Coverage Fanatics Bingo is going to be Winter Cookie Party. I do know this start date because this was my birthday start from last year. So I started this on October 27th, 2024. Winter Cookie Party. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artworks by Amy Stewart. I have the max color version. It's 700 by 501 and it has 240 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. A lot of people did a new start on it this year. Not going to lie, kind of made me feel left out because because they all started it after me. But I'm going to go with the fact that I'm a trendsetter and that everybody started this thing because of me. Because they saw me working on it and they were all like, oh my God, that looks so cool. I want to be just like Jen. That's what we're going to go with. Is that true? No. But that's what we're going to go with, because you know what? If I say it enough, then, you know, people will start believing that. So everybody started this piece because of me. They saw me start it and they were like, wow, Jen is so cool. I want to be like her because I'm an influencer. Okay. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana, and I am doing the whole piece. I'm not cropping it. So this is where I'm at with it right now. This year I have done 3,029 stitches. I'm currently sitting at 3,504 stitches completed out of 350,700. I am at 1.00%. I love this piece so much. I just love it. Love it. My goal for this year for bingo is going to be 2,400 stitches. Okay. So that's all the WIPs for Full Coverage Fanatics bingo. Let me pause and gather some more stuff up for stuff I'm taking into 2026. I'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to go over is going to be WIP Go. This is a game created by Jessie Marie at Jessie Marie Does Stuff. And it's another bingo game, basically. But I'm going to have, if you want to, if you want to know more about WIP Go, I'm going to, hopefully I remember. I'm going to try to link her WIP Go video down below. Yeah, so. But my WIP Go board, do I have it right here? Do I have it right here? No, I don't. What do I do with it? Oh, I must have it in that. Oh, nope, here it is. Okay. So here's going to be my WIP Go board. I drew it. I didn't do anything fancy on the computer. So basically my WIP Go, I've got 6 WIPs that are all WIPs I'm doing for my boys, my 2 boys, my sons. And I have them on the board 4 times each. I do have a free space. Number 13 is I'm going to keep a free space. And then every month, she's going to pull 2 numbers. And I'm going to do 1,000 stitches on whichever 2 get called. So first one up is going to be for my younger son, he's 13 now, my 13-year-old. This one is going to be Afternoon Tea. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Randall Spangler. It's 381 by 487 and it has 89 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this was a new start for me this year. I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. So I won't have a before picture since it's a new start. This is where I'm at with it right now. I have 3,440 stitches completed out of 184,805. I'm at 1.86% complete. I'm also using this for Gridiron Grind, which is another game from Full Coverage Fanatics, which I'm very behind on right now, but I'm going to play catch up. This piece and then the other piece I'm about to show you, I got to play catch up with that, with the Gridiron Grind stuff. but I'll go over that in a regular floss tube. Okay, and then the next WIP Go piece I'm going to show you is going to be for my 15-year-old. His Heaven and Earth Designs WIP is going to be Bathyscaphe. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Jacek Jurka. It's 450 by 451 and it has 88 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This was also a new start for me this year. And this one is also being stitched 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. His has a little bit more stitches for the overall, but it's bigger, so slightly bigger. This is where I'm at with it right now. I have 3,850 stitches completed. Oh, so that's not accurate then. I'm missing stitches. 3,850 stitches completed out of 202,950. I'm at 1.90%. I must have forgot to log my stitches one day on that because I'm 300 stitches shy on my tracker. This was a new start for me as well. Oh, you know what? I did. I forgot to log my starting stitches because the month I have afternoon tea started, I also started Bathyscaphe. That's not the right bag. Okay. All right. Then the next WIP Go pieces I'm going to show you are going to be my Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure pieces. This is the only thing I have to show for a mock-up because it's a Stitch Your Own Adventure. This was a WIP, not a WIP. This was a stitch along from Stuart Cunningham at Cunning Cross Stitch. He put this out in, I think, 2020. And it's no longer available. But I've got 3 of these going right now. I've got one for each of them, and then I've got one for myself. So I'll go ahead and show you the one for myself as well. I have no plans for it right now, but this way I don't have to keep this bag out and then have to, like, you know, back and forth. So let me show you mine first. I have not worked on any of these this year. Let me just scroll back up to them real quick. Nope, I lied. I only worked on one of them though. And not the one I'm going to show you. So this one is mine. It's hard to explain, but I have the outline for Parchment 1 completed, and then I'm working on Parchment 2, which is the Quidditch game. So this one is for me. But yeah, every parchment is going to, so even though I'm doing this 3 times, all 3 of them are going to be different. I'm not holding them up for super long because, like I said, I haven't really done a lot of work on them. And then this one is going to be for my 15-year-old. So this one is for Peyton. I think Lachlan's is the one I worked on. Pretty sure. So this one is for Peyton. So his, I have Parchment 5. I think that's what that one is. It's the, oh God, it's the shop, the potions shop. So real quick, I just wanted to show you on his. So he had to pick 3, like 3 things that he thought of, like the smells that he loved. So he picked bread, a peach, and I think that's a coffee bean. So he picked those 3 scents. Okay, and then the last one, this one I believe I worked on at the beginning of the year. This one is for Lachlan. And that is where I'm at with his. So I was working on his house flag. So he's in the Slytherin house. I did 400 stitches on this. So the second two, Peyton's and Lachlan's, those are going to be what's going to be in WIP Go. So whenever they get called, ideally for the year, they'll have a total of 2,000 stitches each. And then the second two, hang on, let me get these highlighted real quick. The final two in my WIP Go game are going to be 2 stockings. This one is called The Falling Snow. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Alan Guiana. It's 296 by 393 and it has 90 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. You know what I should have done? Hang on. Look at that one more time while I find it on my tracker. All right. I don't know why I was trying to find it because I haven't worked on it this year. Anyway, I'm doing it 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. And I'm just going to hold the whole, okay. I'm just going to hold the whole thing up so that if I forget to take a picture before I start working on it, I can at least grab a screenshot of this. I'm currently sitting at 20,633 stitches completed. Out of 78,648, I am at 26.27% complete. So my WIP Go goal will be 2,000 stitches total on that one. And then the other one is going to be the Enchanted Christmas Reindeer. Artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. This one is 240 by 344. It has 87 colors, and this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And this one is also being done 2/1 10th stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. I have not worked on this one either, so I'm just going to hold it up like this so I can get a screen grab. That is where I'm at with it right now. I have 13,205 stitches completed out of 55,903. I'm at 23.62% complete. So that's without the park threads in the way. So again, 2,000 stitch goal for that. Okay. Next up, let's go over my 3. We're going to end, so I'm going to show these 3 projects and then we're going to end part 1. I think this is going to be a 4-parter. WIP Parade again. Okay, so I'm going to show the 3 focus, 3 full coverage, big WIPs that I have that I want to keep out all year regardless of what's happening. So first one up is going to be Catching Rays. This one is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It's 1,200 by 900 and it has 134 colors. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is my biggest WIP that I have. I know there are others larger than this, but this is the biggest one I have. It is a total of 1,080,000 stitches. And hang on, I'm trying to find it. Where did I go? There it is. Okay. Catching Rays. I got quite a bit of work on this thanks to Andrew the Runner Stitcher, because he had a challenge this year called Whip into Shape, where he was training for a marathon and then another marathon and was challenging us to do 10 stitches for every mile that he ran. And so I mean, I had to play catch up a little bit here and there, but I was able to complete his challenge. So it was a lot of stitches. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 32 count easy count Lugana. I'm going to show you the part that's going to be on the before photo first, and then I'll raise it up because I've worked down since then. So this is about where the before photo is going to be. This year I have done 11,785 stitches. I can't. There's the bottom. Okay, let me bring this in a bit. We'll bring it in about there. So I'm sitting at 37,265 stitches completed out of 1,080,000. I am at 3.45%. And so I was doing it page by page in a checkerboard. I changed my mind, switched diagonals, changed my mind again. I worked my way, scattered stitches. This was inspired by the WIP I'm going to show you next. Scattered stitches going down the bottom to the bottom corner. So now, when I get sick of doing sky, I can come down and work on water or coral or whatever I feel like. So I'm gonna have to do some creative before photos, like for next year's WIP parade, because I can't fit the whole thing. The only way I can fit the whole thing in is if I do it like this. Maybe I can do it. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, if I do it like this, if I forget, hang on, let me stand up. Oh, now I can't see it. Is this, okay. There we go. If I screen grab and flip the photo, maybe if I forget to take a before picture before I start working on it next year, that will give me a good before photo. We'll see. Who knows? Okay. Or maybe if I remember, I can just do that myself. Flip the camera, take the whole thing. Okay. So that is one of my full coverages that I'm going to be focused on for next year. One of my big full coverages. That's not really focused, but it's more like it's going to stay out all year long. The next one is going to be 6 portals. This was a new start this year. It is charted by Paint Free Crafts. Artworks by Rose Catherine Kahn. It's 1206 by 800. So this is my second largest piece, and this has been floating all over FlossTube. So many people are doing this. I think I started this piece like the day after I got my fabric for it. So so it's my second largest piece, and like I said, this was a new start this year. And this is what I was telling you, that Catching Rays, like going down, this inspired it because I went across, because my plan of attack for this is going to be to rotate through each portal. So I did scattered stitches across the top all the way. This is the whole thing. So I'll bring it in closer. I'm not caught up with the stitches that I said I wanted to do, but we're just going to roll with what we got. But I wanted to be able to rotate through each portal every month. It looks really cool like this. Oh my God. I'm currently sitting at 4,002 stitches completed. Out of 964,800, I'm at 0.41%. But yeah, I'm going to rotate through. So basically in January, this will be portal 1. I'll work on this one, focused only on this one in January. And then in February, I'll move over to portal 2. In March, I will move to portal 3. In April, I will move over to portal 4. May, I will move to portal 5. And June, I will move over to portal 6. This one has the least amount of progress because my goal was to try to do another 300 stitches on each portal before the end of the year. This one I still owe 100, and then this one I needed to do 300, and I haven't gotten to that yet. I might be able to do it before the 31st. We'll see. But yeah, that's all 6 portals together. So that's cool. I was trying to keep the stitch count kind of like equivalent so that they kind of all made the same amount of progress going down, but I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. And then my last WIP for the full coverage focus part is going to be the one I've been focused on all year. I'm so excited that I hit my goal. So Honeymoon Sunset, for those who follow me, you guys will have seen this on my floss tube, because I think my WIP parade is going to post after my floss tube after Christmas. But Honeymoon Sunset, this is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artworks by Abraham Hunter. It's 869 by 649. It has 133 colors. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And yeah, I definitely need to find this on my list because of the amount of stitches I've put in on it this year. Okay. So my goal for the year, at my last WIP parade, I said I wanted to get 37, I was at 37%. No, I was at 38%. No, 37. Anyway, I said that I wanted to get this up to 50% by the end of this year. And so that was a lot of stitches I had to do because I started the year, I think in December, I was at 37%. And so I had to get it to 38 and then 39, 40, you know. So I had monthly goals of increasing it by 1% every month. But yeah, I wanted to get this to 50% by the end of the year. And let me tell you the numbers. I'm probably going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to post the beginning of the year photo here while I tell you my numbers. Perfect. Okay. So this year I have done 65,533 stitches, and I'm currently sitting at 281,995 stitches completed out of 563,981. And I am very happy to say that I am now at 50% done. Check that out. I'm going to post the before photo one more time. So there's before. And now that's where we are. I am stoked. I'm going to bring this in a bit. I'm doing it 2/1 tenth stitch on a 25 count easy count Lugana. There's the tree from hell. It looks good, but God, I hate that tree so much. Going across the top. There's a sailboat in the middle there. The lighthouse. Lighthouse man house. Gazebo. Like there's birds. Like this piece looks so freaking amazing. Down at the bottom here. Got the Adirondack chair coming in. Oh yeah, come back over here. That's like the longest tree trunk ever. But yeah, I got it to 50%. Okay, so my goal for this coming year, 2026, is going to be to get it to 60%. That's going to be my goal. And so 2025, if you happen to notice before and after, most of my work was done over on the right hand side over here. This is where most of my work was completed. For 2026, I'm going to focus mostly on this side over here, kind of working my way all up and down this area. I'd like to end in this section, like in the sky, because that, even though there is some confetti, it's not going to be like trying to work in the bottom where all those flowers are, because that's going to be hell. I don't want to end on that. I want to end on something easy to work on. So, but yeah. Okay. So those are my 3 big full coverage keep out all year pieces. So I'm going to pause here. No, I'm going to end part 1 here. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to show you. And I'm going to continue into part 2 with the rest of the WIPs for what I'm going to be bringing into the new year. That's going to be Great British Bake Off, Floss Tuber Frenzy, and temperature stitching will be in part 2. So stay tuned for that. If you like what you had to see and you're not already subscribed, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. And I will see you in part 2. Take care, everybody. Bye.